I'm not a big fan of the first person view generally. I find that in an adventure like setting, it's insufficient. First person shooters have the benefit of usually having a soldier like character to play as, and we can get away with the stiffness, but in general, exploration feels better in the third. Third person gives you a better spatial awareness that we all inherently have. We don't go around feeling like our entire experience is led through the front of our face, looking directly ahead, since a lot of our senses are being activated without our input. Of course, there are always exceptions like VR, but this is a general feeling I have. Firewatch broke through this barrier for me by having all its other elements focus on delivering a narrative. Every part of this game is in service to its story and makes the interactions between characters grounded, even when it reaches into the paranoid. Just a heads up, there might be some light spoilers, but I'm gonna do my best to keep that to a minimum. I didn't have any real expectations when picking this game up. It was on sale and I had no real knowledge of it. I just really like hiking, and that's kind of enough for me to check it out. But what I wasn't prepared for was how tight its grip on me would be, and how excited I was to solve its mysteries. So let's look at how they did it. Not opting for a hyper-realistic art style is always a benefit, and it paid off. Looking out toward the horizon gifted me with idealistic views reminiscent of state park promotional posters of the 20th century. The animation was well done, and overall design of the environments were solid, but of course it was the voice acting performances that hooked me in. Not only were these performances top class, but the writing did a masterful job of giving just enough information to keep me out of the loop, but within earshot. The characters were likable in a real way, spoke from their heart, but kept their distance when threatened. The choices you make at the beginning of the game were a little jarring, and I was worried that I was playing a text adventure with a hike coded over it. But when you see how those decisions play out later, and the way that Henry speaks about his past and everything else, it starts to really land. I can't comment much on who Henry is because my Henry might be different from yours. I'm almost afraid to go back and see the cogs turning because the characters inclined me to fill in his role. I felt guilt about certain responses I gave and how I made Delilah, the other main character, respond. I was uncertain about the consequences, and Henry showed that through their performance. For as short as my time was with the game, about 4 hours, I didn't expect to feel so connected with the character. I wanted what was best for him. I felt concerned about his relationships, and Delilah's, and that made me make the best decisions I felt for both of them. I won't speak too much on the story. It's, the core of the experience and it's relatively short. But I will say that a part of me wished there was a bit of more actual fire watching and hiking and kind of naturalism going on in the game. But that being said, the last half of the game had me so wound up. It's hard to describe. I was both highly curious about what was around every corner, but trying to look over my shoulder at the same time, and I really didn't know what the hell was going on. It was fantastic. Masterfully, the game gave me the sense of being watched out in the wilderness. Using your map in real time to block your view had me expecting something on the other side once I lowered it again. Using a compass alone felt like the safer option, but by the end of the game, I had my trails, memorized just so I could avoid that tension. The narrative jumps in time were so abrupt that I couldn't ever get truly comfortable. It was all in service to the mystery, and again, I don't want to ruin it for you. You gotta play this. It's really, really good. What I can say is that Firewatch is a masterclass in writing for games. It used every part of the medium to fulfill its purpose and empower that writing. It didn't use cheap parlor tricks, no sleight of hand, but the allure of the unknown, places, and people really captured me. Watch out for raccoons, and I'll see you on the next one.